Who will be speaking for your senior speeches is Zack.
Lots of people. Hello, I'm Zack. I would like to start out by saying this year I won the Senior Superlative Award for the Best Sense of Humor. An award I've wanted since I knew such an award existed, but an award I will most likely have to return after this speech. Alright, here we go. When you decide you want to come to Middle College, you have to go to a meeting with Miss Little. An interview, as she calls it, and as I think back to my interview with Miss Little, 3 things she said stick out in my mind. Number 1, no homework. Number 2, you get to sleep in. And number 3, no more cruddy cafeteria food. Sure, there's a cafeteria on campus, but school doesn't start until 12:40. Sandwiches, Chef Boyardee, heck, you can even go out to lunch. Just don't be late to class or you'll have to make up 30 wonderful, fun-filled minutes before or after school. In all seriousness, my move to Middle College had to be the best thing that has ever happened to me. You see, something else Miss Little said stood out to me. When you come to Middle College, you are going to have teachers who care about you. Even the math teacher, Mr. Snyder. Okay, so she didn't really say that last part, but you get the idea. Appreciation and caring are the key elements here at Middle College. From the administration to the teachers to you, the students. When I arrived on my first day, I felt lost and alone, as I'm sure many of you might have. I mean, no one likes to be the new guy. But I was happily greeted by Mr. Copeland and Mr. Justin. As they walked me down to my first class, the two jokingly argued about which subject was better, English or science. They kept asking me my opinion, cracking me up the entire way. Anyways, since that first day, a year and a half ago, I've made many changes, and I know you all have too. I came from a regular high school where I was not appreciated and not respected at all. However, the one good thing I can say for that school is the principal liked me enough to send me here. Here at Middle College, we have the freedom to be who we are. I mean, where else would I be given the opportunity to write a research paper as a fantasy autobiography, pretending that I had a Hawaiian ukulele-playing grandfather? Or better yet, a 13-page fairy tale that had an entire page of nothing but humming. H's and M's the entire page. Until, of course, the birds joined in, and then there was some tweeting as well. As a result of our freedom to be who we are, I have gone from being a BC student to being a straight A student. Well, except for, and you guessed it, Mr. Snyder's class. Winning awards for academic excellence and being asked to be on the advisory board for the school and being given the very real honor of speaking here today. None of that would have happened if I had stayed where I was. I know you all have similar stories of former schools bringing you down, so you came here and have benefited from it. Miss Little is always around and easily accessible. She knows all of us, knows our names, knows our stories, and treats us with respect. That's an unusual thing for an administrator, and I have to say I like it. Also, if we have problems, our counselor, the wild and crazy Miss Womack, is always there with a listening ear and sound advice. Talking to her is always a adventure, to say the least, but she was a nice addition to the Middle College staff. Middle College is a place of growth, and a place for education, and a place for freedom of expression. Since that first day here, I have grown closer to my teachers, as I'm sure all of you have. Miss Little, Miss Dunbar, Mr. Justin, Mr. Copeland, Miss Womack, and even you, Mr. Snyder. I think I can speak for the entire class when I say thank you, and we will miss you. Oh, Mr. Justin and Mr. Copeland, my opinion on which is the best class would have to be any class Miss Dunbar teaches. Class of 2010, we made it. And as we walk out of this building today, we will be high school graduates. And once we return our robes and caps, we will have the diplomas to prove it. I am proud of each and every one of you. Being here is a choice we all made, and we have worked hard to achieve this goal. We all had issues that brought us here, but we rose from the ashes like our mascot, the mighty Phoenix, and soared above them. Dumbledore would be proud. In closing, I would like to quote a famous Dartmouth graduate, Theodore Geisel. Before I get to the quote, let me explain why I chose to quote him. You see, good old Theodore, an Ivy League college student, was caught one night drinking. His punishment was to lose all of his extracurricular activities. What that meant for him was no more writing for the college paper. Since writing was his first love, he took a pen name and started writing for the paper under it. This is a man who knew about creativity, about freedom of expression, and about having second chances. This man you are all very familiar with. You know him better as Dr. Seuss. The quote is from his book, Oh, the Places You Go, which I'm sure some of you will be receiving tonight as a gift from your family. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Class of 2010, get out there, use those brains, use those feet, steer yourself in the right direction. Never give up, never lose hope, and never forget what you learned here at Middle College. Thank you.
All right, Emily, come on down.